I'm Shari Pearson. This is my presentation on Learning Forward Standards for Professional Learning. As school leaders, we have a responsibility to make sure professional learning actually improves teaching and student achievement. Too often, professional development becomes a one-time event instead of an ongoing process. The Learning Forward Standards provide a framework for creating meaningful professional learning that is continuous, collaborative, and focused on improving outcomes for every student. These standards remind us that professional learning should be intentional, data driven, and directly connected to what happens in the classroom. Learning foundations remind us every professional learning opportunity should begin with students in mind. Before planning training or professional development, schools should identify what students need to learn and what teachers need to strengthen in order to help students succeed. Professional learning should support the school's vision and improvement goals instead of simply checking off another requirement. When learning has a clear purpose, educators are more likely to stay engaged and apply what they learn. Equity is more than treating every student the same. It means recognizing that students have different needs and making sure every student has access to the support necessary to be successful. This standard challenges educators to reflect on their own beliefs and biases while creating learning environments where every student feels valued. As school leaders, we must ensure that equity is a part of every decision we make. Professional learning should help teachers strengthen classroom instruction by connecting curriculum, assessments, and instructional practices. Teachers need to understand what students are expected to learn, how learning will be measured, and how instruction should be adjusted when students struggle. When these three areas work together, instruction becomes more purposeful and student achievement improves. Professional learning should help educators continue to grow throughout their careers. Every teacher has strengths and areas for improvement, and learning opportunities should build on both. As instructional leaders, we should encourage teachers to continue learning, collaborate with colleagues, and stay informed about research-based instructional practices that improve student learning. One of our biggest takeaways from this standard is that decisions should be based on evidence instead of assumptions. Schools should use multiple sources of data to identify students' needs, determine learning priorities, and evaluate whether those efforts are making a difference. Data should guide conversations about improvement instead of being used to simply report scores. Not all professional development is effective. Learning designs remind us that adults learn best when they are actively involved in the learning process. Professional learning should include opportunities for collaboration, discussion, modeling, reflection, and classroom application. Teachers are much more likely to implement new strategies when they have opportunities to practice and receive feedback. Professional learning doesn't end when a training session is over. Schools need to plan for supporting implementation through follow-up, coaching, collaboration, and ongoing feedback. Lasting improvement happens when educators receive continued support while applying new learning in their classrooms. Coaching plays an important role in helping educators improve their practice. Coaches, mentors, and instructional leaders provide feedback, answer questions, and help teachers work through challenges as they implement new strategies. This type of support helps build confidence and increases the likelihood that professional learning will lead to lasting change. Strong leadership is essential for successful professional learning. School leaders are responsible for creating a culture where learning is a value and expected. Leaders must model continuous learning, provide resources, protect collaborative planning time, and encourage teachers to work together toward common goals. Professional learning is most successful when leadership supports the process. This, stand, this standard closely aligns with professional learning community process. Teachers should regularly collaborate, analyze student work, review data, and discuss instructional strategies. These conversations should focus on improving student learning instead of assigning blame. Building trust among staff allows teams to openly discuss challenges and identify solutions together. Effective professional learning requires more than good ideas. Schools must intentionally provide time, funding, personnel, and instructional resources that support continuous improvement. Without these resources, even the best professional learning plans become difficult to sustain. Leaders must prioritize professional learning when making budgeting and scheduling decisions. Professional learning should always lead to measurable results. Schools should establish clear goals, monitor progress, and determine whether educator learning is improving student achievement. If the desired outcomes are not being achieved, adjustments should be made. Continuous improvement requires ongoing reflection and evaluation. The Learning Board standards provide a roadmap for creating a meaningful professional learning that supports both educators and students. What stands out to me is that professional learning is not about attending workshops or earning certificates. It's about building a culture where educators continuously learn, collaborate, and use evidence to improve instructions. As a future school leader, I want professional learning in my school to be practical, collaborative, and focused on helping every student succeed. When these standards are implemented consistently, schools are better equipped to improve teaching, strengthen leadership, and improve student achievement. These are my references, and this concludes my presentation. Thank you.